All right, welcome back. All right, today we're doing a welcome widget toggle test. So this is something I already have on one of my websites, and it's just a Bootstrap card with a link on it that you can click to toggle more and less content. So I'll just be rebuilding this widget here using Bootstrap and jQuery and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'll show you, we'll get started with, I guess we want to do the welcome widget title. We don't need too much, and we already have a card that is pre-built, so I'll just copy this card content. This is just a basic Bootstrap card, so with all the content in it. And so it's just like card header and welcome. And then it's got the first part, which is the card text. And then there is some hidden stuff. I'll just do this. So there's actually a welcome more toggle, and then we have this one hidden to start with. So then the only thing you should see here is just this first bit. And then if you click the more, it will show this second bit here. So obviously this isn't formatted yet because we haven't added any of the Bootstrap stuff. So firstly, we'll just take this hide and we'll just add a .hide. And then we want to just display none for this. And then that will get rid of that bit. So that gets rid of the whole second bit. And when we click this, it doesn't do anything at the moment. And then we want to add our card formatting for this, which we're just going to add Bootstrap for that. So I just have a dark mode version of Bootstrap that I like to use. And I'll put that up here above our style overrides. So this is just from JS deliver. You can find Bootstrap pretty much wherever you want. And then that loads our base styles for this card. And I actually wanted to just add a bit of margin to the card as well, just because so it doesn't go all the way to the margins here. So I'll just put margin 50 on the card as well. So then it comes out a little bit from here. And so this link still isn't working here. So our other content below there is still hidden until we add. We're going to add a bit of jQuery, so I'll add that at the bottom. That will go down here. I usually add jQuery usually at the end. I don't know why, you can add it in the header as well, but I think it's better at the end because then the page apparently loads faster. And then for this here, we already have on the more link. I was actually going to change this to say more and less, but it's a lot more code. So that we have a really simple one that just says $welcome more toggles, which is targeting this down here somewhere. Where is it? Welcome more here. So that targets this div or class. And then we're using the slideToggle function, which will then override this display none hide. So I'm just going to turn off my refresh because it's refreshing every 5 seconds, which is too much. And then we shall click this and you can see it slide toggles that on. And then if we click it again, it slide toggles it off. So you've got a little card. And then if someone wants to read more in this card, they can just click this. And I would actually like to put a more and a less, but I haven't tested that bit yet. So I think that if we replace this slide toggle with a more complicated function, then we can get this to say less, more, not that anyone's going to click it. Or you can just totally hide that more, because once you've clicked it, you don't really want to click it again, do you? It's just kind of one of those things that's a bit of fun, I guess. So I did actually have a full function for this, but I have not tested it yet. So we'll just add a bit more script here. And then let's have a look at this one. This is a big honker of a code, this one. So we've got document ready, and then we're going to start off with toggle content hide, so we can get rid of this hide. Toggle content, so it actually has changed toggle content and then toggle content link. So we're going to put this here, change this to toggle content. And then we're going to call this toggle content link. I kind of like this other one because it's nice and simple. It's just one on click and then you're done. And then we'll get rid of this on click here. And now this should be targeting this link when the document loads. We'll just check. And that's binding to its click function. E will stop it from actually working as a link. Then we have this find text toggle within there. So we need to put in this text toggle here. So it's looking in this link. And then we want to actually just put this out a little bit so it's easier to read. Span, I think it's looking for a class, isn't it? Hopefully this works. Usually I don't code on the fly because it's too hard to think and talk at the same time. Where do we go? All right, text toggle more, text toggle find. If it is visible, toggle text toggle.text is less, text toggle.text is more, and that's linking to this find text toggle. And that's a funny name, isn't it? All right, let's try this. All right, so that's not working. Why not? Let's find toggle content, hide. So this toggle content here should be hidden when it loads. Document ready, toggle content hide. Why is that not hiding? Let's see if we've got any errors. We do. Dollar is not defined, even though we have included jQuery. So you do have to include jQuery before the jQuery script. That makes sense. All right, I'll try again. Right, there we go. So now it's working because we didn't include jQuery before the document ready. And it goes, where is my jQuery? It's not going to work. All right. So now if we click it, it's still not working. All right, that's great. Debugging on the fly. So now we will check dev tools again and see if it's actually doing anything when we click. No, it is not. So it's not binding to more at all at the moment. So now we go check toggle content link click. So we want to check if toggle content link, yes, href. And then what is it doing? Toggle content link. By default, text toggle is this find text toggle. I put that in there, didn't I? Yeah, span class text toggle. So it finds this. And then find the toggle content block. Content block slide toggle function. Yeah, this doesn't work. That's why I had the simple version on there, I think. All right, so let's try it again. I just made a couple of small changes of where the toggles were nested. All right, so let's try and check. There we go. So now it says, this is my area, and then it's got less, and then it goes back to more again. So that is a lot of effort to get that to change to less or more, considering that no one's actually going to use that. Well, except for me, I'll use it. So you go more and then less. So now we have hide on document load, which hides this, which you could put a hide on as well if you really wanted to. Then we got prevent default, text toggle, find text toggle. Let's have a look for that. So text toggle is up here, which has the more text in it, which is going to change when you click it. And then we have content block, find closest instead card body, and then it finds the toggle content. And then within this, it goes content block, which is this toggle content, and it checks, is it visible? If it's not visible, it puts in less. And if it is not visible, if it is visible, show less. And then if it's not visible, show more. So there we go. More and less. Kind of like my first version, so it works just fine. And it requires a lot less code than this. But yes, there we go. We did do a welcome widget with a toggle, and we changed it to more and less. That's really exciting. Anyway, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.